The Court of Appeal has just denied Johnny Depp's right to appeal, and the fans are absolutely furious. You may have heard a lot of things about this whole scandal, but there's a good chance you don't know the entire controversy that surrounds the lawsuit against the Sun. This particular suit has been very important for both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Even more so for Depp because it was after he lost the original case last year when Warner Brothers fired him from the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So hopes were really high when Johnny filed for an appeal, as an overturn in the case could have been an overturn for Depp's life as well. So what did Johnny say, and what did the judge say in response? The answer to that question, as well as the reason why the court would not even allow him to appeal, we'll find out in this video. While it may appear simple enough to say that it's either Depp at fault or his ex-wife Amber Heard, and that one of them has got to be making stuff up, legally, things can get a lot more complex. For instance, what's happened here was that Johnny Depp sued the Sun magazine for publishing an article in which he was portrayed as a WB and as an overall violent man. Depp's stance was that the magazine had absolutely no right to defame him like that. The newspaper, on the other hand, decided not to take its words back and maintained its position. Mr. Justice Nicol was the judge who gave the verdict in this case, and he found the Sun's accusations to be, quote, substantially true. And that's not all. Justice Nicol even ruled that Depp had assaulted his ex-wife on 12 separate occasions, and during 3 of these occasions, Amber Heard had feared for her life. Whether these rulings are accurate or completely false, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But what we know is that the court's rulings paint a very one-sided picture. The reality, however, could be much different. I'll explain why later in this video, so hang in there. The original trial happened in July of last year, and the details were only made public in November. The moment this information came out, Warner Brothers fired Johnny from the upcoming film, and that's when the fans really lost it. Everything just seems so against Johnny Depp, and with the latest right of appeal being denied, similar emotions are igniting all over the world. Upon the High Court ruling, Depp and his team decided to go to the Court of Appeals, saying that they have fresh evidence that could help overturn the decision. The aim here was that the Court of Appeals would simply allow Depp to challenge the ruling so that the findings could be overturned and a new trial ordered. And I mean, even that whole process would have still been very far away from success for Depp. But the judge refused the application, saying that his appeal had no real prospect of success. So this really begs the question, couldn't Depp and his team have seen that coming and maybe made a better case? Well, they did have fresh evidence, which is chilling to find out, but perhaps the court thought it had nothing to do with the Sun or the article. The evidence was Depp challenging Amber Heard and saying that she had lied about giving money to charity. What happened here is that when Depp and Amber got divorced, Amber received about $7 million, which she claimed to donate to charity. Now keep listening, as it gets pretty awful from here. To sum things up, only about $550,000 are actually accounted for, and there's no real record of Amber making any further donations to charity. While Amber says that $500,000 were donated anonymously, do we really think that happened? All of this was discussed in the courts, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to convince the judge to allow Depp to appeal the decision. Speaking at the Royal Courts of Justice in London, Lord Justice Underhill said, "We refuse Mr. Depp's application to admit further evidence in support of his proposed appeal, and we conclude the appeal has no real prospect of success and that there is no other compelling reason for it to be heard. We accordingly refuse permission to appeal." Yeah, well, that really sucks, as you can now say that the ruling is absolutely set in stone. Something unrealistically huge would have to happen for that ruling to ever get overturned now. As you can imagine, both the Sun and Amber Heard were incredibly pleased with this latest decision. They were head over heels after the ruling, and Amber and her spokesperson put out a statement saying as much. Basically, both maintained that while they were pleased with the decision, they weren't really surprised as it only made sense. Here's what they had to say. Mr. Depp's claim of new and important evidence was nothing more than a press strategy and has been soundly rejected by the court. A lot of what Amber has said lately has been termed as strategy by many, but yeah, okay, we'll take that, I guess. I'm going to explain why I side more with Johnny Depp in this case, so make sure you keep watching the video. Depp's team had previously been going on about how the new evidence would help them with the appeal. However, after the decision, Depp's spokesperson said that Johnny is now looking forward to the libel case in the United States, where Amber Heard will have to make a full disclosure during the trial. And why would that be bad for Amber? Well, the call recordings for starters. Last year, some absolutely mind-boggling call recordings were released between Depp and Amber while they were still married. Before this, the perspective was that Depp was assaulting Amber during their marriage. But if you listen to the audio, you'll see that Amber Heard literally confessed to assaulting Johnny Depp during the call. Yeah, she talks about how Depp had become physical as well, I'm not denying that, but she also was downplaying her own assault on Depp, saying that it wasn't a punch, only a hit. I'm still waiting for someone to legitimately explain the difference to me. It makes no sense, just like Amber Heard's entire case against Johnny Depp. The call recordings, when made public, created waves of outcry throughout social media. So much so that petitions were made to boycott Amber Heard's upcoming movie unless she was fired from it. While she hasn't been fired from Aquaman 2 yet, that petition was signed by more than 1.5 million people. That is not a small number at all. If you ask me, I think there is still a lot of unknowns in this whole scenario. If Depp actually assaulted his ex-wife, and that's a big if at this point, I can only condemn such an action as I don't think it's appropriate to do that no matter how difficult the circumstances may be. I often hear people say that my tone has always been very much in favor of Johnny Depp, as if I have something against Amber Heard, and that's absolutely not true at all. I would without a doubt sympathize with Amber Heard if she was the victim she claims to be. Only releasing the actual voice calls between the ex-couple proved that it came from her end if there was assault happening in that household. What Amber came forward with was merely a one-sided story. If both of them did hit each other during their marriage, then that means both are equally responsible. But I think Amber lost that moral edge over Depp the moment she raised her own hand to him and stayed in the marriage. Even more so, she took the money from the divorce settlement and seems to have lied about what she did with it. I think these actions from Amber Heard have completely tanked her credibility. However, Depp was fired from his upcoming movie while Amber enjoys the same old privileges. Kind of unfair, right? Anyway, that's gonna be all from this video. Do let me know your thoughts down in the comments. As always, I love to hear all sorts of opinions. I'll talk to everyone in the next video, so take care and goodbye.